Thank you for joining me today for this week's tarot tutorial. Welcome to the pack. In this week's video, I am going to be breaking down the symbolism and the meaning of the lovers. And here on my channel, I help you to find clarity in love, money, and well-being, whether you're here for a reading or to learn tarot yourself. My goal is essentially to support you in living with more purpose and self-trust. If you are interested in the free tarot readings for your zodiac sign, be sure to check out my weekly videos, and you will find the link to this week's video in the description below. And if you find value in this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel grow and tells me what kind of content you want to see more of. Now let's jump right into learning all about the lovers. So for this lesson, we are going to be looking at the lovers. So I'm just going to take my glue stick. Oh, and I forgot to write the lovers up there. I will do that after when I am finished. So we're just going to take our glue stick, glue the back, secure this one down to our page. Okay, so there we have the lovers. I'm going to be using pink for this one, and I'm actually going to just turn it this way for the moment, and I'm going to do all fancy writing. Oh, I'm going to write the lovers. I'm going to put a little heart. Okay. So there we have it, the lovers. This pen doesn't show. Pink's not necessarily a good color because it's very hard to see. Okay. So the description with the lovers card, what we see here is we have in the foreground, there are two naked individuals representing the masculine and feminine energies. And behind these individuals, we have the tree of knowledge here and the tree of life. And then there is also a snake. We have an angel. And then we have the sun up here. So we're going to start with the angel. So the angel, I'm just going to write angel. The angel in this card represents divine guidance and the connection between the higher and lower self. It often symbolizes love that is not just earthly, but also spiritual, as guided by a higher power. So I'm going to just put divine guidance and connection between higher and lower self. And then also, let's see. So spiritual love. So not just earthly love, but also spiritual love. That's guided by a higher power. Okay. And then we're going to move into the two trees here. So we have the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. And we're also going to talk about the man and the woman here. So the tree behind the figures of the lovers, we have the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. So this represents the biblical story of Adam and Eve, and that's again that divine feminine and the divine masculine. So the tree of knowledge stands behind the woman, and this symbolizes temptation and wisdom and physical needs. And then we have the tree of life, which is behind the man, representing spiritual requirements, the divine path, and eternal life. So I'm going to put the female on this side, the man on this side, and we'll start over here with the tree of life and the man. So man, divine masculine. Because really, the lovers is this combining of this masculine, feminine energy. And then I'm going to put tree of life. Life. So behind man. And this is the spiritual requirements. Divine path. And eternal life. Okay. And then over here, I'm going to put woman. So this is the divine feminine. Oops, spelling mistake. Every single time, eh? Divine feminine. and then tree of knowledge. And this is that, I'm going to just put behind woman. And this symbolizes temptation and wisdom and physical needs. So temptation, wisdom, and physical needs. So what you're really seeing here is this combination between the physical needs and the spiritual needs, or the physical path and the physical world, and the spiritual world and the spiritual needs. So next we have this snake here that's wrapped around the tree of knowledge. So I'm going to put the snake over here. And the snake, the serpent in this card can symbolize temptation or the awakening of consciousness, as in the story of the fall in the Garden of Eden. So I'm just going to put temptation. And then I'm also going to write awakening of consciousness. Ah, okay. And then we get into the numerology of this card, and we see that it is the number 6 that's associated with this card. So I'm going to write up here number 6. And the number 6 is about harmony, balance, and responsibility. This number is about relationships, choices, and creating equilibrium or balance in your life. So I'm just going to write harmony, balance, and responsibility. And it's also about relationships, choices, and creating equilibrium in your life. Okay. And then when we get into the astrology, the lovers is associated with the sign of Gemini. And Gemini represents duality, communication, and relationships with others. So I'm just going to put Gemini. Oops, no, I'm not. It's not how I do it. I do astrology. Okay, astrology. So I'm going to put Gemini and just another little arrow here and put duality, communication. It's my short form for communication, and relationships. Okay. And then we get into the interpretation of the lovers. So the lovers represent love, union, like two people coming together, and the need to make important choices in relationships or in life. So it's really about aligning your heart and your mind with your higher ideals and embracing both the challenges and beauty of love. This card invites you to consider the deep spiritual aspects of your connection with others. The other thing about this card is the choice, because it is also about decision and choice and making a choice in your life. The one thing with the lovers is no matter what the choice that you are about to make has an impact on other people in your life, not just you. And so that is another thing to remember with this card. So I'm going to put interpretation up here. And I'm just going to put love, should have put represents, but love, union, need to make important choices in relationships or in life. It's also about aligning your heart and your mind. So aligning heart and mind with your higher ideals, with higher ideals. And also about embracing both the challenges and beauty of love. So I'm going to put that as a separate point, embracing challenges and beauty of love. And this card also invites you to consider the deeper spiritual aspects of your connections with others. So consider um, deeper spiritual aspects of connections with others. Okay. So I'm just going to go into other ways that you can interpret this card. I'm going to move this up because then I'm going to be putting in the reversals. But other ways that you can interpret this card based on different types of readings that you're doing. So if you were doing a career reading, then the Lovers asks you to examine the options in front of you and make or in front of you and then choose which path will lead you to your long-term goals. So it's really saying that it is time to make a decision and move forward in your career. When we're looking at a relationship reading, then the Lovers can indicate that it's time to consider or make a decision regarding a new relationship or the next stage in a relationship. And when we are looking at a health reading, the Lovers indicates making a decision about health or health concerns, particularly those that are pertaining to the arms, lungs, and chest. Now, when we are looking at the Lovers reversed, when it appears reversed in a reading, this suggests that there may be more to learn from the present situation and that the person is not ready to move forward and make a decision yet. So perhaps the timing is off, or perhaps there is more to do or more information to gather before making a decision. In a relationship reading, the reverse Lovers can indicate that one or both of the individuals are looking for romance, but not a long-lasting relationship or partnership. Or in an existing relationship, that the timing isn't right to take the next step forward in the relationship. So, for example, that could be such as moving in together, having children, that kind of thing. When you're looking at a career spread, the reverse Lovers can indicate that there's not enough clarity or information to make a decision on the next step or stage in your career, and it is best for you to just sit tight for the moment rather than make a rash decision or rash changes to your career. So let's write a few of this bit of this down. I'll just write the general one. So reversed, we see that the Lovers is, so there may be more to learn from the present situation. So more to learn about present situation before making a decision. Okay, it can also mean sometimes that the timing is off. So timing is off to make a decision. And or maybe there's more to do or more information to gather before making a decision. So that's going to be my last point. So more to do or more info to gather before making a decision. Okay. So that is my, like, sure you can see, that is my Lover's card, my interpretation for my Lover's card. Thank you for joining me today on your path of learning. Join me next week when we dive into the chariot. If you found today's video informative, fun, or both, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And again, check out my free weekly tarot readings for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Have a fantastic week and take care.